Bright and early on a Saturday morning. My family's still sleeping. I'm going to paint. Dog sounds like he's dying. Taki. I got my easel, check. Got my recording gear, check. Got my bag with my canvas, paints, and all that good stuff, check. Got my coffee, check. Let's roll. Forgot my keys in the house. And I forgot my wallet. I was so embarrassed of the last painting that I did, I trashed it, and it's been a long time since I've done that to a painting. But I think it's important that people understand that not every painting is a good painting. Now, I made the excuse for myself that the painting was terrible because I did this challenge. I did this plein air painting in 50 strokes, and it did make the painting worse, of course. Really, the painting failed from the start. The composition was terrible. I'm gonna try to avoid that today. Look, you can be a great painter and have a lot of skills, but if your composition's bad, the painting is bad, period. Composition is king. It's more important than any other aspect of painting. I've noticed that some paintings that I really like, it's because the composition is good. Sometimes the actual skill level of the artist isn't that good, but yet I still like it. And that's because composition is so important. That's what draws people in more than anything else, even more than the details, more than the skill level. Now, if you can do both, if you can have good skills and a good composition, well, then you've got something special. I dropped the ball. Not today. All right, the house, I want to put it off to the side, and I want the left side of the painting to breathe a little bit. I'm going to include some of this bush coming in from the left side, leading into the focal point of the house. And in this area over here in the sky, I'm actually going to take out some of that clutter. I might leave that dead tree that's right in front of the house because it's a little bit interesting. I might include the house in the distance behind to show a little depth perspective. But all those other trees I'm gonna cut out, and I'm just gonna put sky there so that one side of the painting can breathe and the other side of the painting holds your attention. So there's the basic composition. Notice how I have it kind of balanced to the right so that not everything is focused in the center. There's depth in the background to the foreground. There's lines coming from the side of the painting into the focal point. And then there's plenty of air for the painting to breathe so that your eyes don't feel like they're being pulled everywhere all at once. I like this. I think this works, and I'm excited about this one. I'm seeing a little purple in the sky, just a touch. You see it? Yeah, just gonna put a touch of purple in. Lighten it up. It's not quite this gray. But it doesn't have to be exactly like what's in front of you. If it's off a little bit, but it works, I mean, like, I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm liking the gray scene. A hazy day, and it's a hazy day scene, and I'm liking it. So I think I'll leave it. Try not to overthink it too much, you know? Worry about what matters. Does it work? I think it works. The undertone is peeking through the bottom, some of the yellows, to give it a little light effect. That's pretty cool. I don't want to mess that up. I'm gonna leave that alone. Weapon of choice. Here's where I want to get the color just right, especially with the way the light is hitting the one side of the house. I want to get this front side shadow color correct and that light side correct. I find that using this sometimes helps. Use that little hole in the middle to isolate the color, and you can see a little bit better. Start with some burnt sienna. It may just need a touch of white. Let me just see what this is like. No, actually, this is more like the shadow, the light side right here. It's not far off, so I'm just touch of yellow. That's almost perfect. I may have to lighten this up a touch. Maybe not. More burnt sienna. Touch of blue. Let me see where that's at. Touch of red. warm it up just a touch. A little bit more blue, actually. Darken it up just a touch. I think that's probably it. Let's give it a try. Oh, it's so nice to not be rushed. Oh man, I just feel like I can take my time, I can breathe. And what's funny is I used to think just a few paintings ago that you always had to be rushed while you were plein air painting. And now that I've done a couple challenges where I did an entire painting in only 1 hour, and I did a painting using only 50 strokes, and doing those two challenges, while the paintings didn't come out like great or anything, they did kind of condition me to feel like I've got all the time in the world now. It's awesome. So those challenges, they served a purpose, I guess. They made for some terrible paintings, but one of them turned out okay. The other one I told you about, I trashed it. So again, composition first. It's the most important thing. Then value second, which is going to be your value from lights to darks. I think drawing is probably next, which is, you know, where I started. Once I had the composition, I worked on the drawing to get it right. The perspective, the size of things, the proportions of things, that's all drawing, and that is important. And then color. That's my opinion anyway. I know all artists have different opinions. A little bit darker here in the shadow. I don't know if someone called somebody and was worried about like what I was doing over here, but just had the security guard for the hospital over there come over here and ask what I'm doing. It's crazy. I mean, you're just out here painting, minding your own business, and it's crazy the amount of people, the amount of attention you get. I think I'm gonna call it there today. I've got everything blocked in. Okay, so here's the finished piece. I think compositionally it works. I like, it seems like there's kind of a triangle of interest here with the way the light is hitting the house, the front of the house, and the greenery. I thought I would take this area of trees over here out. Actually, the painting needed it to keep the eyes contained within the painting. So the only thing I'm wondering if I made the wrong decision on is the trees in the background. I almost feel like it's too much and it might be better if it was more simplified. It's a good follow-up from my last painting, which was one of the worst paintings I've done in a while. So my fragile artist's ego has been restored. I'm feeling confident again, and I'm gonna call this one finished and move on to the next one.